Hello all. Hello Tracy, Amy, Porkchop, Simon, Kristen, hello. George Lespez, what's up, man? Deanna, how are you? Adrian, what's up, Rowan? Savage, what's up, man? Well, I'm gonna do a little talk for like an hour and a half. I told people I'd do a Q&A about the paranormal, maybe just have a little chat, and then around 1 a.m. I'll be doing a session and maybe leaving the camera on in my active room overnight again tonight afterwards. Yeah, I'm a bit sunburned to say the least. My face is definitely really burnt. Yeah, to say the least. Hello, Tina. Hello, Kimberly. That I'm not sure of. It's been a while since I've been there. Yeah, I've been drinking water. Your fave, what's up? I appreciate the comment. Um, yeah, it's all right. I wasn't prepared for the sun in March, but you know what? I'm appreciative to be able to go to the beach. I mean, since February, I've been at the beach multiple times and by the pool. Kimmy, thank you. I'm glad Connecticut misses me. Sabra, hello. Matthew, what's up? Um, I'm not sure, Deanna, what they're doing over there. Hello, Courtney. That's on someone else's channel, that investigation that happened, but you can look up the possession video if you type in Revenant possession. That's on Dave Spink's channel. It might be called Real Supernatural. Definitely burned a lot. Hello, Tracy. Christy, FPR, how we doing? Thank you, I know. No problem, Courtney. Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate giving this video a thumbs up, tapping on the screen, sharing it out. Yeah, it's like my face is like swollen. No, I've never tried that. Crikey. Hello, Kelly. How's it going? Yeah. Yes, he did sell the Willows Weep house. Chris, what's up, man? How we doing? All right, guys. So, happy birthday, Walker. Um, no, crazy. Hello, Julia. JL, what's up? Deborah, how are you? I'm all right. I'm alive, breathing. Lately, it's quiet. I had the SPI on app. It just said lately it's quiet. We can talk about that. So I wanted to use this for about an hour and a half, guys, to talk with you, to talk about ghosts, paranormal experiences. If you want to ask me a question or share an experience regarding the paranormal, you're more than welcome to ask me, or even, if you can join the. Hello, Kelly. God, I think I'm probably repeating myself. It's been a long day. I'm working on another video to premiere this Sunday. An old house in Gettysburg. Just finished a chunk of it. I have to go through the investigation part, so I'm hoping to have that for Sunday night. DRX, how we doing? Sounds good, Rowan. Walker, you can get a shout out. Yes, pork chop, I am. So, does anybody have any questions you want to ask about the paranormal or discuss anything? Because I know people have a lot of questions. Sometimes I'm investigating and I'm distracted because the investigation is going on. Um, Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it. I'm posting another investigation edited episode. Should be by this Sunday. Yeah, it was wild, Kelly, for sure. The museum was nuts. North Boston. Gotta think about that. I've investigated in places in Massachusetts, but I'm not sure about Boston offhand. I don't think so. Have a good night, Roan. What's the scariest investigation I've ever did? Um, well, someone was just asking about the Revenant Acres investigation. Something evil tried to possess all of us in the house. I was with two other colleagues of mine. They were investigating the paranormal for like 30 years, and we all decided to leave that night because we were felt in danger that one of us was going to get possessed. It was truly very dark, evil, and demonic in that house, and the whole house shook. Um, I felt pins and needles in half my body. It was trying to get inside me, and it was something not to be reckoned with easily. Um, Also, a girl that was possessed while she was pregnant, and the things that were happening in that story were something that you would only see in a movie. Those are two that come to mind. Nice. I will be in the Gettysburg at the end of July at the Gettysburg Battle Bash. We do it every year. It's for a good cause. I'll be there with table with books and everything. So if you're in the area, if you want more information about that, let me know. If anyone lives in North Carolina, I will be at the USS North Carolina April 26th on Saturday. There's going to be vendor tables and it's an investigation all night on the battleship. It's going to be myself and a bunch of other cool people in the paranormal field. Thanks, Deb. Hello, Jeremy. Penny, hello. Kimberly asks, how do you get the SPI app to automatically speak? So what you do is you click on Sam. You see, well, on the tablet, I think it's a little different right now. But on the bottom, it says Sam, and it'll take you to this screen. Press the star button. When it's red, it's listening. And then just let it sit there and wait till it starts speaking. And then I'll start saying sentences like it already started to speak to me. Um, Now, does everybody know what is in the chat right here? It's an app, a paranormal software we developed. It is a unique, never been done before concept to try and communicate with spirits with the technological advances that we have today. It listens for voices, dissemination of words in the audio environment that cannot be human speech. That is what the software is coded to do. And that's what I've been using throughout my investigations, incorporated with EVP recorders, SP7, stuff like that. It's different from GhostTube because I believe GhostTube has, audio, maybe real-time audio samples that spirits can manipulate. Things of that nature. It's more like an Ovilus. An Ovilus has a vocabulary list. Now, I wanted to create something that has the ability to say anything. This has the ability to say anything, any word in any language. It can curse at you. It can say it said some really bad stuff to me. Maybe on some of the lives you've seen it, but this thing has the ability to say anything. Why would you want to limit what a spirit can actually say to you when it would limit the communication capability of the spirit, let alone the research that we can accomplish if it has the ability to say anything the spirit wants? It's not for free. It's on iOS right now. Um, Hello, Ellie. Um, for 14, and then the 99 one time. Novelist goes for like six hundos, which is insane. It's very costly creating this software, to say the least. Um, Pretty much threw all the cards on the table, my whole life on the line for this thing. I wanted to really create something that's valuable as a tool in the paranormal world because I'm passionate about the paranormal world myself, and pretty amazed by some of the stuff that's been coming through. It's been connecting to, the spirit box responses and EVPs, just like it did here just the other night. So, hey, Lori. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate. Glad you liked the Netflix show. No, I don't believe it can. It's a vocabulary list. It's limited to what the vocabulary list. Like the Ovilus has a vocabulary list. It can't say anything outside of a vocabulary list. Those are the typical apps that have those types of things that are anomalous. So the idea is that the spirit can manipulate the energy around the device and then assign it to one of the words in its database. Well, obviously, I mean, I do sessions in my own home. Things do spark up. Yeah, if you engage spirits in your own home, there's no guarantee um, what can happen. Obviously, I've been doing the paranormal for over 15 years. Um, So I would, if you're just doing that to do that, I wouldn't suggest doing that to your average person because I know how to deal with this stuff and your home's your sanctuary. Things follow me home, spirits follow me home from other locations and they ask for prayer and they're, always reaching out and just I have stuff happen no matter what. Being a medium and being sensitive, so that's why I constantly bless my place on and off consistently to try to keep any of that negativity at bay. It's listening for EVPs, Kimberly. Yeah, you got to be patient sometimes. Does SPI right now it needs Wi-Fi, Diana, because of the AI technology that it's using. It has to be connected to kind of like the sentient, location. So it's able to listen and use that technology because every device would have to have that technology. This technology has just come out basically just as we started to develop the device. I would love at some point in the future if we could create like a 3D printed version of this thing, and have its own thing rather than a device on a phone. But you do need that. But most importantly, I just suggest and recommend is have other devices on like I do with the Spirit Box and EVP. Try to correlate the different communications. Try to fill in words, have sentences connect together to increase the validation of what you're getting that you may lean towards the notion of it being a spirit. Tracy asked, "What prayers do I just suggest?" Now, that is something that I actually have right here at the back of the app. In the back of my app, right here, I put the prayers that I use at the back of the app in the settings. You click on prayers, and these are the prayers that I use for my spiritual protection. You can use whatever you want for your own spiritual protection, but these are the prayers that I use, and it's actually in the back of the app. Now, if you don't know, it's a very cool feature too. If you see the map, you can actually drop a pin anywhere on a map, report paranormal activity, and you can upload an image and then describe what your experience was. And then once your pin is approved, we want to make sure it's not spam. It'll be on the map indefinitely, and then someone else can get driving directions to, like, say, a haunted cemetery. And if you saw a shadow in the back corner of a cemetery, it'll give you walking directions right to that place to see if you can compare results and see if someone else, if you have the same experience that person does. And I thought that would be a unique thing to have in the map too. So, as we gain more and more users, that'll be a very cool thing. You can also click and see what kind of haunted locations are in your area. We're adding locations all the time. And again, to have that unique experience and to interact with other people's experience and paranormal activity, I thought that would be a really cool feature to have once there's many users using that feature. Don't want that to be an underused feature. Yeah, absolutely. If you guys ever have any questions about the app, just message me. But at Spirit Phone Innovations, it's on iOS. Links in the chat here on the YouTube. Android version is coming soon. We're working on it. Ellie, definitely. Yes, can I see ghosts? Yes. Do you think a dark entity could use bad residual energy to gain more energy to complete its desires? Well, that's what it does. Negative energy wants negative energy. So once it gets that negative energy, it gets more energy for itself for the type of energy it actually is, and uses that to cause chaos and try to feed more and create situations more to feed off that type of environment. Anything oppressive or negative. Julia, thank you so much. Oh gosh, that's creepy, Kelly. Deborah, thank you. Guys, if you're new, if you're into the paranormal, I'm always appreciative to have you watching here. Make sure to give me a sub or a follow. Turn on live notifications here on the YouTube so you know when I'm posting content, kind of like the episode I'm working to get done for a brand new episode this Sunday of a house in Gettysburg where there were many people that passed away in the house. A lot of paranormal activity. The old owner sold it because the activity was crazy. There are lot of limitations to TV shows. Yeah, well, it seems to be my luck, pork chop, all the time. At some point, I might just go back to my old account because what's the point on Tickety Talk? After this live, I will put up the infrared camera in the room and try to see what activity goes on in the room. But after this talk here, for about an hour more. Do I still sing? Yeah, I mean, the paranormal did take over my life. Um, there is a song I still have to release that I never did. I would love to go and record more music, but I've been focusing so much and doing this app and trying to spread the word about it and filming and stuff and trying to learn how to edit. But I mean, those are my two passions, music and the paranormal. I mean, those are the two loves of my life when it comes to my passions. Yes, I have an SB7 Pro. Yes, definitely my favorite spirit box by Gary Galka. I got a sunburn, very bad burn on my face. I was at the beach yesterday. I didn't realize the sun was going to be that powerful in the middle of March. Well, right now I'm doing all filming and everything paranormal. So trying to make it stay that way because it's my passion. But I was working a normal job last year and then that didn't work out. But never know. Could end up having to go back to that. Hopefully not. Um, I know. I really didn't think I would get that much burnt, but I did. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love music. I love writing music. If someone can feel different energy, is that the same as a medium? No, a medium, Tracy, would be someone who can actually communicate with the spirits that are earthbound, stuck ghosts, or spirits that have moved on, loved ones that have transitioned into the light. That would be a medium. If you're feeling energy, like emotions, I'd say that's clairsentient abilities. Maybe some people call it empathic. Um, or you can tap into the emotions of spirits and even people as well. Yeah, Kelly, that's definitely makes me feel purposeful when I'm when spirits ask for help and praying and getting evidence of it, just at the chance that you might have your hand in helping a soul that may have been trapped, definitely is a fulfilling, good feeling. Thank you, Courtney. Oh, I appreciate that, Courtney. Hello, B3. Yeah, guys, ask away any questions you want to ask me. I come across paranormal a lot. What do you do is trying to be friended or see why it's haunting the place? Well, it could be a little bit of both, Dragon. You might be trying to find answers. You want to communicate with it. Hello, Julia. When my daughter was 4, my mom bought a home and the previous owner died in. My daughter would have conversations and she'd describe exactly what he looked like. So Kristen's daughter is very young. So your child is young. It's fresh from the spirit world. That soul goes into that physical vessel right away, and those natural spiritual gifts are there. They're not influenced by the rational perspectives that are hammered into the impressionable minds of a child yet. That's why spirits gravitate towards children, because they know that they have a better chance to be felt, heard, or seen by them for whatever the experience or intention of this spirit is. Julia, thank you for the sub. Hello, Mary. Absolutely. It's nothing like validation. Hello, Isa. Welcome. Again, guys, if you're new into the paranormal, make sure to give me a sub, turn on live notifications so you get when I'm posting content, live streams of investigations or full episode investigations like I'm trying to premiere every Sunday, planning for another one this Sunday night. Definitely one. Hello, Rachel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just have an algorithm curse on TikTok. It's the worst. Deborah, thank you so much. As always, worldly appreciate you. It wouldn't matter if I had 1 million followers on TikTok. I'd probably have like 5 people watching. My grandfather visited me in a dream after he passed when I was 9 years old. That was the first experience I had. It's all about that first experience, Marlene. Yes, I am Mary Jane. Janet, thank you. Yes, after I'm done with this stream, I will be leaving the camera all night, but on only on YouTube. Because Tickety Talk doesn't like that. They'll put a puzzle piece across and it'll just shut down. So make sure you go sub over there. The link's on my page. I have no idea what that is. How we doing, Owen? 200-mile drive. Well, safe travels to you. Yep, Kelly, definitely. And then some people are just lucky and they get big numbers all the time. Trey, what's going on? Angie, how are you? Same to you. Again, guys, if you're just coming in, make sure to give me a sub or a follow if you're into the paranormal. I'm answering people's questions about the paranormal, or you want to share a ghost story, ask my opinion about it for a little while, and then I will be doing a live stream. I will be sitting on the session watching the room in infrared to see what activity we get, and I'll be on while I'm catching Z's for the entire night. Nice, Trey. I had to put aloe on my face because I got so burnt. No, I do not, Issa. Oh, damn, Christy. I did have a nightmare last night. I heard a machine pew pew going off, and I felt a jolt, like I was actually the one that got the brunt of it, and woke up with the chills. I knew something was trying to give me a nightmare. A personal visit to the guy that begged me for help? Who? I don't know what you're talking about, Brent. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate all of you guys watching. Well, I constantly bless my place, and because I'm always investigating, going places, things still happen. And obviously, since I'm communicating here, it's not gonna stop. Probably wouldn't be. Well, as long as if you don't feel threatened or something oppressive in your house. Oh, well, thank you, Ellie. Appreciate you. Dion, thank you so much. Well, I appreciate that. Well, that's why I mean I think it's good, because when I'm investigating, people are asking questions, what things are. They're not like familiar with things. I think it's good to at least, answer some of your questions because I've been doing this for a long time and it's a lot of information if you're not aware, if you're not knowledgeable about many things that go on in the unexplained section of information. So, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I'll try to do these more often to kind of in between investigations. Oh wow, Brent. All right. Well, that's good. You get amazing EVPs. Do you think it's because of your gifts? I've never seen anyone get EVPs like you. I think it's because of my intention. Because I believe that our aura has a colorization to it. They know I have a genuine intent to try to help them, and I think that they're willing to use their energy if they have it to communicate clear, to interact more consistently, and that's why I have activity that happens around me more often than not. That would be my theory behind that. What does it mean when you have a near death experience, often in your dreams? It can mean a bunch of different things. I mean, it could be symbolic, it could be something that's going to be meaningful to you in the future, it could be a random dream, something that's connected to your daily life that is giving your subconscious connectivity to an experience that you recently had. So it's not just one answer, it could be a bunch of things. It could be spiritual related. It could be from a past life. It could be, I mean, it's many things. When you do EVPs, what's the sound we hear that sounds like paper ruffling? Well, the recorder is like super sensitive, so his body was like flowing. He had sharp teeth, sharp nails, long cup of red eyes. Oh, that's not good. They don't even make those recorders anymore. You have to like find it like on eBay, and you're lucky if you even find one these days. And I've gone through like two of them. They're super expensive. Um, have I ever seen auras around people? Yes, I have. It's not something I see all the time, but I have. Do negative spirits try to attach to you? Yes, Rosebud. It's always the saying, pass off my mind, but I know I'm sensitive. Well, everyone's got the gift. You're a spiritual being. um, living in a human body. Bye, Felicia, to John. Let's get rid of that. Oops, I think I just did that to the wrong person. Oops. I think I apologize. I did that to Courtney by mistake. I will remove that as soon as I can. Yeah, I don't think I can either. I apologize, Courtney. Thank you, Heckbus. All right, Courtney's back. Sorry, guys. I try so hard to move something, touch my side, well, it's good to say a prayer. You wake up sweating and full anxiety, try the doctor, but they were useless. Well, are you having the same dream, crazy creations? Yeah, Adam, friendly fire. Do you think if in midday I heard by playing my own voice calling from different room, should I be worried? It did happen 3 months ago, but nothing's. There are mimic type voices that happen like that, but as long as nothing else is happening, I wouldn't worry about it. If the activity starts to spike and start oppressive, heavy, creepy start feeling, you feel like you're being watched and negative stuff start going on, then I'd be a little bit more concerned. Have I ever encountered something like Bigfoot? No, I haven't, but I do have a theory on Bigfoot. Um, is Courtney back in the chat? I apologize. I don't know what hiding the person does. Hello, Kristen. Good evening. What's the first thing that when you think you have an attachment? Well, could be, reoccurring nightmares. You could be physically marked by an unseen force, an amplification of negative emotions that don't make sense to you, some sort of outward manifestation that would not be normal. Hello, Mary. Okay. For years, I wake up a dark figure peeking around the corner trying to play tricks on me. I pass it off as mine. Playing tricks is the common. Well, if you're sensitive, Courtney, those things can happen. You'll be visited by things that are not nice, that are nice, and that are desperate to be noticed, to be acknowledged, to feel like they're alive still in the human physical plane. Rose feel like being watched, but sometimes I hear noises, but it could be the neighbors. Well, it's good to be objective, Rose. What do you mean by that, Trey? Like living ones or ones that have passed? Biker, what was your question? True, Joey. I ran out there as fast as I could. Years later, I found out an apartment was built on a cemetery. Well, they got validated, MJ. It's all about that validation, so you know you're not losing it. Again, guys, if you're new into the paranormal, make sure to give me a sub or a follow. I'm live every week. I'm posting full edited episode content every week on my channel. I got one coming up, trying to get done for Sunday night. Turn on live notifications so you know when I post these contents, when I'm doing live investigations and full episode content. Okay. Joey asked, what about the Ouija board? What's your question? How does a person develop a strong iron barrier to protect themselves? Well, obviously, I'm Catholic, so I use my spiritual faith to protect myself. You cannot protect yourself from evil spirits with physical things, physical muscles. It's not a strength that's physical, it's a spiritual muscle. And you got to find some sort of foundation to your, some sort of spirituality to protect yourself. I do believe in aliens. There's no way there's as many like galaxies as there are grains of sand on the beaches. There's got to be other life out there. Yes, holy water, use it all the time. Interesting, Shadowlack. Do you think deciphering what exactly is being said in EVP session is a gift or gets easier? Well, being a musician, Kelly, and having an ear for that, I think I do have a really good ear, and I've been doing it for 15 years. So you've seen aliens. Oh, you're not crazy, Christy. Do you think aliens are able to use paranormal devices? I'm sure they'd be able to if they wanted to, if that was a situation. I messed with the Ouija board once. Someone coerced me to do it, Rose, and I got oppressed by an evil spirit. Wrote about it in my first book. I will never mess with it ever again. I never advise someone to mess with it. I know people that do it, and that's on them. Um, you know,
This is wrong.
this is wrong. That's what SPI just said. Does my gift run in my family? So my aunt did our family tree, and there were actually psychic mediums and white witches in my family tree. Um, so there's Native Americans in my family tree as well. So there's all sorts of connectivity to that potential spiritual abilities. Yeah. Greetings from Vancouver. How we doing? Nice, Andrew. My friend, I played with board when I was younger. I went to church ever since. I don't blame you. Crazy creations. Uh, Kimmy, thank you for your work in the shadows. So many media ignore earthbound spirits, but they need our help. I agree. That's what I do all the time. A lot of normal, typical mediums just try to give encouraging messages from loved ones, and obviously I dip into the dark, the dark reigns of places. That's where the earthbound spirits are. I mean, not a lot of people, spiritual people, have abilities can handle that sort of stuff. It's a little overwhelming. It's a lot to open yourself up to. It's a lifestyle to have to be burdened with that, and I can totally understand because I know firsthand. Oh wow! Mind you, for the future, you tore apart the board. You should never rip the board up because you can actually release it if there was something invited into it. So never burn the board or tear it up. You're really supposed to bury it and throw holy water and bless salt on it so you can bind it so you can't do it to anybody else. Just for future reference. Can dogs sense spirits? Absolutely. See, you can't teach a dog that ghosts aren't real. That's why they never lose that gift. Now, a lot of the children, human spirits, do because of that notion, because they're told it's not real. And all of us lose a lot of that natural gift. I I played golf a long time ago. I don't remember the last time I played golf. Yes, cats as well. Definitely, 100%. Cats and dogs definitely sense spirits. Your local church, Mary Jane? You can find one nearby. What specific evidence have you captured that convinced you that it's actually human spirits, demons that you're communicating with? Um, well, I've always said this all the time. If you hear a spirit say, pray for me, they say the word pray, that is my determination you're dealing with a human spirit, because no evil spirit would ever want you to pray for any reason, bringing you closer to God. There are things that can disguise themselves as voices of your friends, people that you know, that you love, you care about, or even just a regular ghost to make it sound like they're needing something. But it'll always be a twist and a turn and an intention to bring you on a path towards some sort of dark place that'll end up being at their advantage. So you have to learn how to disseminate that, be objective, be careful, mindful of that situation. Now, because of my sensitivity to spirits, if I hear a voice, and you may have seen that in some live streams, there'll be like a kid's voice and it come through, and you know, I'll get a feeling behind that voice, and I'm just like, I don't think that's a kid, and usually I get validated with that. Hello, Karen. Damn, Christy. Sean, is it possible Aaron Goodwin wife caught something he might have brought home an attachment? Yeah, it's a very sad. I saw the news about Aaron Goodwin. I think it's absolutely terrible. I feel absolutely horrified that poor man has to go through that. He obviously loved that woman, and I'm sure he's devastated and still probably wrapping his head around it. I would never be able to trust another woman in my life if I was him, and I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't. I mean, how could you be so, you know? Oof, it's surreal. Now, I mean, I had pondered about it. I had pondered about it, Brent. Now, I did watch Ghost Adventures in the early years, and I thought about it. You know that Aaron actually did two rituals inviting a succubus in. And I thought to myself, because everything that I know about evil spirits and how much he's involved in the paranormal, and you did a ritual that invites a succubus in two times. And, it's not just the evil spirits that can actually come into your life when you invite them. They can actually open up pathways to actually people that have the ability to bring chaos into your life or are capable of causing you harm. And I thought about it. Those are feasible factors at play, considering the line of work that he's involved in. It's scary, but there's no conception of time in the spirit realm. Past, present, future, all the same thing. These things can lay dormant for years. Even if he did that ritual 20 years ago, even if it was probably 10 or something like that, or 8 or 5. I mean, it definitely made me wonder. I thought about, two rituals to invite a succubus in onto him or around him. And an SPI just said, "This is it." um, so I did think about that. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter in the end. I pray that he can get over that devastation, that emotional heartache, because nobody wants to go through that. And I hope the poor man can heal and move on and get past that, whatever he's going through, because I'm sure it's a lot. Another story: when I was a preteen, around 12, I was awakened by two white smoky figures. Well, it seems like you have a lot of experiences. Okay. Mimics are evil, yes. Human spirits cannot disguise their voices as other voices, in my opinion. What's your first memories of you realizing having a gift? What's your craziest story? Well, I'll tell you the first couple of things that happened to me that I realized something was going on. Because I started investigating the paranormal, and I pretty much can tell you, as soon as I started investigating the paranormal, it was like a flip of the switch. Things started happening. It was like, boom, Sean's having a spiritual awakening. and there were little things that just started to open up. Say, for instance, I would just be in a cemetery with my friend Greg at the time, and that's what we were doing when I first started. And I remember hearing like a voice, "Watch out!" And I told him I was recording audio, and I'm just like, I just heard someone say, "Watch out!" And we listened back to the recording, and right before you hear me say that, you hear, "Watch out!" I just heard someone watch out, like little things like that. And I remember one time I had a premonition. My buddy's father was in the hospital, and I told him, like, dude, I had a dream your dad was in the hospital. He's laughing at me. 3 days later, he collapsed to the floor, and he actually called the ambulance because he was so frightened because he realized back to what I told him that he needed to send him to the hospital. Like something bad was going to happen. And then he was like, did anything else happen? He was freaking out. Just having weird premonition, things coming true. I'd hear people's names in my head before they would call. Um, just things like that. I remember a dark hooded thing came to me and tried to choke me in my bed, had a skull like face, dark eyes, and was saying the transformation. Now I know what that means now. I didn't know at the time, but I was having a spiritual awakening, and I knew that it was trying to induce fear within me, and knew that I was becoming spiritually open, that I would be able to have fear within me because I knew I would be able to see it. And that's what it meant. The transformation is my spiritual awakening. There's a bunch of little weird things that were happening along the way with that. Thank you guys for giving this video a thumbs up, sharing it out, tapping on the screen. If you're into the paranormal, make sure to give me a sub. Turn on live notifications so you know when I'm doing live paranormal investigations and full episode content. I'm trying to post every week, including this Sunday for another long form content video. I was in my late 20s when this started. Yes, my buddy Greg. Thank you, Care Bear. I appreciate the kind words. Sean, do you ever hear an actual voice or is it like a thought? Most of the time, Hecpus, it is a thought. So if you sit there right now or you're ever sitting with your phone and you think about the word ghost in your head without saying it over and over again, that's literally what it's like. It's like thinking a word and having a conversation in your head, but it's not you. It's not just you. It's like you're an antenna. You're picking up words that are kind of all of a sudden coming through telepathically that wasn't in your head prior. Now, mind you, when it started to happen to me, I was like, oh no, am I going crazy? It was very overwhelming. Very overwhelming. I was frightened because it was just kind of like a door that just opened and it was a floodgates. Like all day, every day, guys, I hear words from spirits. And most of the time, luckily, it's not a real voice. If it was loud as a voice that I'm talking to now, I'd definitely be in a loony bin for sure. But I have to deal with, because of all the evil spirits that I've pissed off along the way, I have things that try to bully me. I have things that try to induce fear within the things that I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to accomplish. Um, they try to frighten me. You know, I get spirits that probably try to tell me the truth. I have spirits that try to tell me the half truth, and then spirits that straight up lie to me, and I have to hear it all the time. I mean, it's like they're trying to throw you in all different directions. It's very overwhelming, and it becomes more of trials and tribulations of trying to overcome all that while I'm trying to accomplish goals that I'm trying to do for myself and make a difference in my passion, like the paranormal. So definitely Maverick. Thank you. Sleep paralysis. I know all about that. Hey Sean, I was watching Paranormal Caught on Camera yesterday. They showed in one clip where a baby was taking someone in the kitchen. The mother, oops, I just missed that. Mother grabs her camera and showed it an actual small. Well, my best friend, remember, children and spirits are connected big time. They can see each other. When my best friend died, I had 3 sleep paralysis, and one of them I heard a voice, and last one, his favorite music, and then I was terrified to sleep. Well, sleep paralysis is a very frightening thing to actually experience. So I know what you mean. It means that it feels like you're legitimately paralyzed. You can't even scream. You could just think. Yep, I definitely hear you being a child with sleep paralysis. It's very frightening. Oh wow, Dion. You just gotta be super skeptical with some of the videos you see these days, Dion. Most of the stuff I see, I'm just like, I'm not buying it. You know. Um, That's why I do like, the fact when I do go live that you guys get to see that in real time. Um, hide from it, SPI just said. How do you deal with very little silence anymore? I just am accustomed to so much Jade. I'll tell you one thing. I usually throw like when I'm tired and I want to sleep. I actually leave the TV on at a very like a volume where I can slightly hear the voices, but it distracts me, so I don't sit there and hear everything that's going on because can become like intense. It's kind of like a subtle distraction, so to speak, or I'll put on a movie that I've seen a million times, but I could watch so I don't get into it and get like stuck, and having a night where I have no sleep. Yes, I love the fan noise. The white noise helps me immensely. I also probably have permanent ringing in my ears from all the loud music, and being a musician doesn't help either. But all that helps. Do you believe sleep paralysis is spiritual or psychological? I do believe sleep paralysis is spiritual. It's your soul, I believe, shaking within your body. It's the beginning stages of astral projection. If your soul leaves your body, sleep paralysis occurs. What happens is your soul is actually leaving through one of your chakra points, and when that happens, whether typically it could be back, the back of your neck, or through your head or your stomach, and as soon as your soul leaves your body goes into sleep paralysis. Now, it can happen naturally, be induced. And I always ask anyone who's having a sleep paralysis experience if they actually see a spirit in the room or see a vision of a spirit, then I would say it's paranormal related. But if it's, or a ghost that's actually inducing it. But if it's just you're feeling it and it happens, it could just happen randomly, even though it's very easily assumed that it's something that's on top of you holding you down. I would always try to say that it can be kind of hard to disseminate the two because it feels like something's on top of you. And it can be the case that something is doing that to you, but not always. It could be just naturally happening, and then you're freaking out, like, get away from me. So, definitely, Jade. Do you consult with people if they think a demon is near? Yes, I'm a demonologist, Lana. I deal with those types of hauntings, yes. I don't blame you, Marlene. Rosalie, always thought it was a seizure and my brain shakes. I've been seeing black orbs come in my body and then go into me. Yeah, I mean, it can happen. Um, I always see spirits in the room, can't breathe or speak or move. Different kind of energy or even something we subconsciously created. Depends. I have to listen to music to drown the voices and ring so I can get to sleep. Hey, everyone's got their thing, right? Do you think the black orb could be demons? Well, in my experience, if it is a legitimate ball of spirit energy, if it is a dark blackish color, I would say that it's not a, a it's not a good spirit. I'll say that. Damn, B times two. Happy birthday, Joey. Absolutely. Appreciate you guys. Definitely give me a sub, guys. Turn on live notifications so you know when I'm posting content on this channel, live streams, and full episodes of Paranormal Investigations. Sean had many EVPs with sleep paralysis, both spiritual and paranormal induced. Had buddy pass away during deployment, I swear. Hey, I believe it, Maverick. I believe it, Andrew. Yeah. Hello, Elif. Amanda, how we doing? I'm sure you never know one day, Christy. Um, Thank you for the super chat. I don't even know what your screen name says. Who just gave the super chat? Like, what word is that? I would say thank you if I knew how to say your name. Hello, Gene. You almost asked projected once. Remember seeing myself pulling on some rope. Yep, that's what it's like, Adam. Timothy, what's up? Elmo. Okay, well, thank you for the super chat, Elmo. I appreciate you. Go ahead, tell a story. I do believe in reincarnation myself, too. I had some paranormal experiences myself since I had done with the Ouija board. I had a couple bad events happen, like 1 week after the evening street lamp was blinking, then a crow. Oh, well, you know, I've had weird things like that happen too. Since 12, I had spirit experiences. This is neat. Well, welcome. Glad to have you. If you're into the paranormal, guys, make sure to give me a sub or a follow. I'm live every week posting full episode content on my channel on YouTube. Yes, it is. Definitely real. And in probably around an hour, I'm going to put the infrared camera on in the most active room of my place and put some devices up there. And I'll stay on the live for about an hour, hour and a half. And then it's going to be on all night so you guys can see what type of activity happens when I'm catching Z's. People have been catching some really bizarre stuff happening. So if you want to watch that, I'll be on my YouTube. The scariest place I've investigated. I don't know. I mean, Reverend Acres was up there because of that night that what happened. But I mean, some of those nights back in the day, like when a friend and myself, we'd go to Letchworth, where we were in one of we went to Letchworth Asylum and one of the side, dormitories. And then like, I had this crazy vision when I think Ellie Beast was with us and breathing slowly. Um, and I had a vision of this poor girl, a patient that actually unalived herself, and I felt her depression, her just the end emotionally, and wanting to the I'm not going to say it, and I literally felt her last moments emotionally. It was so dark, and I felt the urge of wanting to lay on the ground and crawl up in a fetal position. The loudest growl came out, and we heard this chair in the same dormitory holding one of the doors open, and it shook violently. And I think I prayed for a spirit one night, and then like it got so crazy we left the dormitory, and then when we went outside, furniture was being thrown around everywhere, and when we were running back to the car, a rock was thrown at us, and then when we got back into my car, someone bang right on top of the car. Like it was just so crazy, what was going on some of those nights. Some of those when you're like isolated and you have a small amount of people, um, that's when something really crazy can happen. Hello, Birdie and Kenzie. Welcome. I am in Wilmington, North Carolina, Elith. Yes, I've seen shadows everywhere. Nice, Adam. I know. Well, that'll be one of those streams tonight after this stream. Sean, do you think that sleep paralysis is kind of like Insidious movies? Well, not just like that, but kind of, yes, because I've actually astral projected and I've come out of my body many times. Nice, Ellie. Welcome. I wrote a whole chapter about my astral projection experiences on my first book, Shadow Chaser, um, that I published. If you want to get a copy, I mailed them out anywhere in the U.S. signed, um, and you can go right on my channel to my website. Um, if not, if you're outside the U.S., my books are on Amazon, Shadow Chaser and Shadow Chaser: The In Between. Yes, negative energies feed off fear. Yes, I hear you, Topa. Sean, is there a more specific place where most portals are found on property and hikes? Spiritual places where it's just all about the intent, where there may be a cult activity or the intent was to open up the doorway. I mean, some of these places that are just like haunted asylums and things like that, you think it's just the history of the asylum or just a graveyard, it's just the people that are buried there. No, people go to creepy places to do things of the macabre. So they will bring a cult activity to places that already have that stigma of it allegedly being like haunted or something weird going on. So they actually open up more doors and doorways that when they may have not been there in the first place and add more layers onto the supernatural energy emanating into the environment of these haunted locations. So it becomes a very, in-depth thing that goes on, many diversified things haunting the place. Yes, Christy. I'm I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. Nice, Care Bear. Yeah. Thank you, Becky. Welcome, Allison from Wales, UK. Again, guys, if you're new into the paranormal, definitely give me a sub and turn on live notifications so you know when I'm posting content. There's a lot of hell places. Do you tune into anyone other investigators' lives, or do you recommend an investigator similar to you? I feel a lot of people dramatize and are repetitive. Well, there are a lot of people out there that do that, Courtney, and you kind of just have to disseminate who's legitimate and who you like. Some people like to just watch that and they're entertained by it. If they're entertained by it, so be it. I care about the paranormal. I try to bring validity, genuinity, and my passion into it, and also my care for the human souls, which you don't hardly see anybody do, trying to help the spirits cross. I mean, I pray pretty much 99.9% of the time. I'm praying for spirits, trying to help them, and I think I get a lot of reciprocal results because of my intention of wanting to help and being, having this mutual respect of them, showing me some sort of sign that they're there and really truly trying to help them and not to use them for a materialistic video. I'm trying to bring spiritual awareness to you. Even if I convince one person or whatever, I mean, I'm just showing you the power of spirituality. And even when I pray for spirits and leave the spirit box on, any instance of that, I mean, it shows you the power of prayer. That is powerful. So that's making a difference. It's making a ripple, whether it's one person that is open to that or many people, it's still making a difference. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be able to finish my journey in the paranormal and know that I left something behind that was impactful and positive and nothing but light. Where, some of my predecessors that I respect, like my mentor in demonology, Ralph Sarchi, or, John Zaffis and the Warrens, who are pioneers in the paranormal that paved the way for a lot of people like us before it was cool to be a ghost hunter, a paranormal investigator, and someone who's doing that. I care about it. Obviously, you do these live streams, you want to have an audience, but I think you should be able to disseminate whose intentions are more about the materialistic things than the people who actually care about the spiritual element of it. And even if you watch my full episodes that I'm trying to do, and I'm learning about filmmaking on my YouTube channel here, I'm trying to tell a story. And because of my spirituality and because of my sensitivity to spirits, I'm trying to go really in depth in the spiritual side of things and not just say, okay, we're at this place and it's haunted and I'm going to be like in this place tonight and it's crazy. Like I want to go like way more in depth in that, if I'm going to a haunted location, I want to sit there and like take a video of myself and say I had this dream about this place before I go, and say something visited me, and like, oh, and like I'm thinking about this, and let it like tell a story and really bring you in and show the spiritual side of every element of the paranormal. It's not just about the excitement and the thrills. There's so many more valuable elements of it if you do it in that manner. But everyone has their own way of doing things. That's the way I want to do it. And whoever's open to watching me and seeing what I do and how I do things, and that resonates with you, then that's great. Yes, animals can see spirits. Nice, crazy creations. Okay. Well, I am Catholic, so I wear a Saint Michael, Archangel Michael pendant around my neck. It's been blessed. It doesn't come off my neck unless it has to. I sleep next to holy water. I have a blessed relic next to me. Yes, I'm a believer of Jesus and the angels and the Blessed Mother, 100%. I can't watch paranormal movies because I'm really trying to respect the spiritual. Find people that are trying to find peace and educate others in a real other. Well, like I said, TV shows, unfortunately, in the TV side of things, is that producers try to just tell a cohesive story that's exciting. They don't have the real passion or the care about the paranormal element. Um, so that's where you lose that value. It's unfortunate. And I've had experiences like that in my experience in the TV world. Um, but that's why I also love to do what I'm doing and have control artistically. And if there's ever a TV show opportunity where I would be able to do what I'm doing, I would like to have some sort of artistic control. Um, because it's not rocket science what people want to watch. It's not. You just have to have a really good story. You have to emotionally draw people in to what has happened, and the people that are on the show, they have to bring something valuable to the table, and you have to care about what happens to the characters and the evidence to be raw, real, and genuine. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be eccentrically like crazy and climactic like a horror movie. It's just, it's not rocket science. Oh, thank you, Tina. Nice, Toba. Um, that's my opinion on that. They definitely insist on drama a lot. Oh, thank you, Courtney. I've done so much traveling, and it's super expensive to go and do these things, man. Gas and hotels and going on renting places out. It can be super expensive. And trust me, I wish I could be on the road all the time. You know, that would be my dream, to be going on the road and helping families and filming it and bringing spiritual awareness and having fun with filmmaking and putting it together. That would be my dream, to be able to do that. Hopefully, that's still a possibility. Um, well, I'm originally from New York, and I have done that Topa. I've been to Hinsdale House a bunch of times, and the Bergen House, and what's that other place? Used to be a horse track, Greystone Manor. I've been to a bunch of places upstate New York. I hear you, Rose. Though for me, most places I go, it doesn't matter where I go. Something happens around me. Rhonda, how we doing? Do you believe Sam and Kobe? I've never really watched their videos. I know who they are, Elmo. Um, oh, thank you, Kristen. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have you ever come across a location owner that was upset by you assisting some of their ghosts? Interesting question. So there are locations where they tell you the rules are not to cross over the spirits. There was a location that I went to recently, maybe a couple months ago. I'm not going to say it. Now, I didn't realize you're not supposed to. I made a video about this location. I didn't put it in the video because didn't want to ruffle feathers, but I did pray for the spirit, and I got amazing validation. I had a vision of a Blessed Mother, and I'm saying who came into light, and said Mary. But it blows my mind that people would do that sort of thing, because your house is always going to be haunted. You can't force these spirits to go. You're just offering them a light to cross over. Um, I wouldn't want that karma when I pass away, because imagine being that soul that's stuck and someone can come in there and find peace for you, and you want those souls to suffer. I mean, my opinion, that's the same as like seeing a woman and a child on the side of the road and driving past them because you don't want to get involved and deal with it. To me, it's the same thing. Yeah, there's a few locations that do that. I totally disagree with it. But everyone has their own way of doing things. Obviously, I'm always trying to help spirits. A woman in a dark dress. Hmm. Need a hit. Need a hit. Damn. One of these ghosts likes the wacky tobacco. Ron, it was one done in Ohio, I think, where the granddaughter ended up with the furniture from her deceased grandmother's house and started getting. Oh, that was the messed up case I did for the first episode of Up Against Evil. That was a really Wild case. Yeah, that was one of the darker cases I've gone on in quite some time. That was really bad. Straight up out of a horror movie. We couldn't even get access to the garage. And that's where those men were like tied up and all sorts of crazy stuff. I probably couldn't even say in this video what's going on. Yep. Not in a while, Brent. Again, guys, if you're new into the paranormal, make sure to give me a sub. Turn on live notifications so you know when I'm posting content, live investigations, and full episode investigations that I'm trying to post every week. Hello, Susan from Ohio. We have spirit that does stuff once in a while. Could this spirit be good? Susan, I think you would know if it wasn't good. You'd feel threatened in your own home. You'd feel frightened. You'd feel oppressed, oppressive, heavy on the chest. You could be having nightmares. There'd be some sort of negative connotation if it meant harm. Usually it's desperation to be acknowledged, to get their message out. Unless there's something else that you haven't told me that's going on. Wow, Simon. Did your dad just pass away? I'm sorry if that's the case. I've been through that. It's not easy. I ever had to walk away from an investigation? There was a place that something tried to possess us. This place, Revenant Acres, we left years ago because it was literally trying to possess us. Yes, Roy, live now. Thank you, Rhonda. It's nice of you. Is it possible an evil spirit is also your guardian? No. Elmo, thank you again. Sounds good. Appreciate you. Me too. Have a good night. We'll see you in the next live, bud. Yes, I'm on all my other platform links, guys, is right here on my channel on YouTube. The FB, the Insta, that's all on this channel. If you go to my main page. I wouldn't mind if they did cleaning and cooking. Yeah, I know. I hear that, right? That would be nice. Hello, Casey. I have terrible nightmares almost every night about my immediate family members that have passed away. That's strange. I wonder why you're having nightmares. I mean, is there some sort of bad things that happen associated with your family members, FBR, that would be like that? Yeah, Courtney, that is an interesting place. I wouldn't mind going back there again. I would love to go to the Queen Mary. Yeah, man. Wow, my condolences to all to those people around that. Sorry to hear that. Thank you, Casey. Thank you guys for giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for sharing out, tapping on the screen. Hellfire Caves would be cool. I had only nightmares about my family when I was 4 to 7 between that age. Strange. Been around that doll quite a few times. It followed me home one night. There's a video on my channel. There's proof of that. Happened years back. And wanted to come and follow me home one night. Spirit turned on. Check out his music. Thank you, Andrew. Spirit turned on these angels. Switching the bottom turn. Do you think I could put the cross up? Wait, the spirit turned on these angels. You can try, Susan. I grew up in a haunted house. Door handles would go up, down. People would pray side by. My brother was lifted up. That's crazy, Allison. Sounds like a very active place. My faith is my protection, Casey. I can get startled, but if I truly believe that God is more powerful than any evil spirit, um, thank you, Wen. That's awesome. I've had an experience when I was levitated while sleeping. It was very scary. It was right before a dark orb came out of me. That's wild. I don't blame you, Susan. I was frightened at the beginning. I had a lot of crazy stuff happen to me right in the beginning. I saw a shadow come out of my mirror and just, you know, I remember one time right at the beginning that I was literally my eyes closed to pass out and something inside my closet bang from inside the door of the closet. I'm just like, all right, the lights are going on now. And I slept with the lights on. There's no way. Yes, I've been to Salem, Massachusetts a few times. Very cool place.
Meet me outside.
That's a first. SPI just said, meet me outside. It's the cash me outside ghost. Does everybody know about the concept that I came up with this app and the app that we developed? Does everybody know that this is something that we created here? SPI in my hand? Yes or no in the chat? I've been to Kentucky many times, investigated a bunch of places they're on actually. SPI, Spirit Phone Innovations. It's on iOS. It is a new way to try and communicate with spirits that's never been done before, using AI text to speech, analyzing EVPs in the audio environment outside of human speech. And this is the SAM mode, which I leave on, and it can say sentences, it can say anything in different languages. Definitely check it out if you have iOS. And Android should be coming out hopefully in the next couple months. The link is in the chat on YouTube right here, or just look up Spirit Phone Innovations or SPI on iOS right now. It's 14 and then 99, Casey. One time. We do have ideas for pro features in the future and trying to do things that have never been done when it comes to software. But right now, that's, um, yeah, I mean, the Ovilus is like 6 hundo. Um, there's a lot of expensive stuff, and this is very pricey to put together, to say the least. Um, so please, use it, correlate it, use it with EVPs and spirit boxes. Um, for sure. Thank you, Rhonda. And if you do download, you like it, leave us a review in the store. That really helps as well. If you do use it and you haven't, please do. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people that Android, a lot more than the Apple, it seems, especially people in the paranormal. Thank you, Kristen. Appreciate it. Thanks, Hecbus. Definitely, Mary. Thank you, Wen. That's the website to the app. A little bit more information about it and a link to it as well. Oh, very cool, Rhonda. A lot. It's like every little piece of equipment can like fill in the gaps. It's like a puzzle piece on investigation. I myself am my own piece of software because I'm sensitive. I hear words, I hear things, and I'm always looking for things that are going to validate what I'm picking up. So when I pick up stuff and then the spirit box says something, or then that says something, and they're all things are connecting, then you know that it's validated and it's something that's coming from a spiritual perspective or a spirit that's in the environment with you. Nice, Kelly. Yeah, I hear you. That wasn't my app, but yes, I would use that a lot. Thank you, Don. Nice, Rhonda. Very cool. Well, definitely give us a review if you haven't on the store. Stopped here for an experience. My father had it at a house that we may get. My dad was pulling up and he saw a tall man in black. After he toured the house, he did not see him again around the property. So, are you gonna get the house? I've seen many balls of light. I consider spirits. I've seen them with my own eyes many times too. Guys, after this live stream, I will be putting the infrared camera up in the room, and I'll be sitting on the live, and it'll be on all night. Trying, and you guys can capture activity. I'll be on the live for like an hour and a half before I leave it on. Yeah, that's a filter with TikTok. There's something that we're gonna try to do similar to that, but different. Even on our SPI at some point. Yeah, I had the SLS, my SLS cam on last night. I have one of the original ones by Bill Chappell. They don't even make them anymore. John Street? What's that? Yeah, Rory, more than welcome to ask a question. Yeah, Kelly. I don't know. Last night it was something weird was going on. We'll see about tonight. Nice, Simon. 4 a.m. Jeez.
He knows it's almost time.
I just said, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight. And goes, he knows it's almost time. SPI just said. Oh, well, thank you, Crazy Creations. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, guys, make sure to give me a sub or a follow if you're into the paranormal. Turn on live notifications if you want to be aware when I'm doing live investigations and posting full episode content, which I'm trying to do every week. Appreciate you. Glad to have you. Yeah, that was kind of connected to what I said. That was a little weird. As if he was referring to me. He knows it's almost time for me to put this thing on, leave it on, and try to sleep, and something try to interact with me while I'm trying to sleep. My favorite spot. People ask me that all the time, Ronnie or Roni. My favorite spots are going to a new place that I've never been to before, not knowing what I'm going to communicate with, a brand new location to really deciphering what's going to happen. Going back to places are cool too, but a brand new spot is very exciting to me. Do you ever get frightened and wish you had started investing in a place? You're one of the best investigators I've been seeing. I'll be watching more often. Just wish our time difference was the same. I don't get frightened. I can get startled. Where there are a couple of moments in the beginning where I really asked myself, what did I do? Because I really feel like a Matrix moment. Do you want the blue pill or the red pill? I was like, there's no turning back. I definitely was overwhelmed and not knowing what I just opened myself up to. But I do know that I've felt called and drawn to do what I'm supposed to do and what I've been doing. And that's what I've been trying to still continuously do and make a difference with this. And obviously, I'm passionate about doing it. Yes, I was definitely frightened with the things that were happening to me in the beginning. It wasn't just like an EVP. Like it was a flip of the switch. I started investigating the paranormal. I got an EVP of a little girl, and like weeks later, there was a shadow of a little girl at the corner of my bed. It was even light out. I yelled out like a dying seal, and it was it. It just I started having crazy things happen. You know, I just started having wild paranormal experiences. Like it was just boom, spiritual awakening. It was all around me. Oh, well, thank you, Rhonda. Sean, do you have affiliates with companies that sell equipment for the paranormal? No, but maybe something in the future. That'd be good. Your sister's possessed by a demon. Why do you believe she's possessed? Hello, Cynthia. I hear you, Care Bear. Thank you, Sean, for taking the time. No problem, Kristen. You too. Good seeing you as always. Now, if anybody's in the North Carolina area, April 26th, I'm going to be on the USS North Carolina. If you want information about that, it's going to be vendor tables, and you'll be able to investigate with me April 26th, a Saturday, on the battleship all night, pretty much till like 3 in the morning. Oh, okay. Well, go to pro-measure.com. That's Gary's all amazing equipment that I use. If you want to use any paranormal equipment. What is the scariest investigation you ever conducted? Mine was at the Mushroom Mines. You know, I just heard about the Mushroom Mines. I wanted to check that out. That's in, is that Ohio? Sounds like a good t-shirt idea, Dave. I thought a new account on TikTok would finally cross the barrier. Apparently not. I've investigated all parts of Virginia and West Virginia and Deirdre, actually. Oh, wow, Brent. Very cool. I'll have to check that out. Please let me know how to get rid of this spirit. What spirit do you have, Rory? Yes, I'm a Catholic, Jonathan. Johnstone Inn. No, I have not. It was Dawn. Now it's worse than ever. I just can't get a break on the TikTok, man. Hello, Kimber. How do you tell if an entity is evil or neutral or good? You would know. You'd feel threatened. You'd feel frightened. You'd feel like someone's watching you. Like you feel like they want to do something bad to you. Bad things will start happening. If they're in your home, they're invited in your home. People start fighting over nothing. You could have even nightmares. You could wake up with marks from something unseen. There'd be all sorts of reasons why you'd think it was negative. If it's just harmless stuff like things moving around and it doesn't progress from there, it's probably something just trying to get your attention. Using the spirit box, I asked if I could take the spirit's picture. Said no, but you can. There was a murder. Oh wow,
Here.
that's creepy. Here, I hear you, Mark. Yeah, maybe when, because it's not working out with me on TikTok for sure. They just will not give me good views when I'm live. It's just I don't know if they realize. That's what happened in my other account. I had almost 300,000 followers on my other account, and it's just I sit there with like double digits people watching. I'm like I have almost 300,000 followers, and like 0.001 people know that I'm live. It's not even statistically possible. Thank you, Turkey. Just curious because I go through paranormal activity. My church tells me people won't understand because listen to spirit, no spirits. Okay. Hello, Amanda. I bet I just saw something about it, Rhonda. I want to go check it out. Nice, Mary. Again, guys, if you're new into the paranormal, make sure to give me a sub. Turn on live notifications so you know when I'm posting content. Because if you don't, you won't know unless you're just scrolling on a news feed where you may know when I'm posting something. People have been telling me they don't know. That is the only way that you will probably get notified when I post the content. I go live at least, I try at least a few times a week, and I've been working hard on doing full edited episode content every week as long as I have the time to do it. Yeah, I'd love to check it out, Rhonda. Yeah, not surprising, Kristen. No, that's not good, Huma. Well, listen to Kelly. That's the only way you're going to know if I go live for YT on the YouTube is notifications on, guys. Nice, Rory. Well, we're glad you're interested. You're in the right place. Everyone has spirit guides, Diana. Every single one of us do. Hello, Toya. How we doing? Well, obviously, I would be recommending things from a Catholic standpoint. I don't know why something, if it's legitimately happening, if she's truly possessed, like what the full story is. I don't know what was invited in, how it was invited in, so I'd have to like hear a lot more in-depth information about it. Yes, I am a firm believer in spirit boxes, 100%. I tried something years ago that someone said is that if you before you go to bed, you ask, "What is the name of my spirit guide?" And when you wake up, the first name that comes to mind is your spirit guide's name. And when I woke up, it actually I heard the name Michael, and I'm thinking maybe it's Archangel Michael, considering my line of work. Yeah, sometimes no. Well, that's good. You have notifications turned on. It's the best way to at least have a chance to know. How do you get in touch with your spirit guide? I would try that for starters. And if you get the name in your head, maybe you can reference them by name. But if you focus on it, use your intent and try to say it out loud and then vocalize it, maybe that will actually start to come to fruition. Yeah, no problem. There's a lot of people that make their own spirit boxes these days. So technically, yes, you can. No problem, Kelly. Thanks, Andrew. I heard a voice telling me to get off the interstate one time. I got off the next exit, stop and get a drink. I got there's Yep, that's how it happens, Kristen. You know what's funny? I have something a little interesting like that too. I was driving home, got off an exit, it was raining. I did a complete 360, hit the side of a dirt mountain. I really had no control over the car. It was like a Jeep Cherokee. And out of all the cars, the next car that pulled up and rolled down the window, "Are you okay?" was an ambulance. I'm just like, wow, someone's looking out for me. That was pretty crazy. That was just, what are the chances that out of all the cars for that to have something like that? And that's the only time that's ever happened to me in my life. Was at a 360 in the car was that night, and an ambulance was the next car behind me. Rolled down the window. "Are you okay?" So, yeah. The Ouija board, in my opinion, is that you're basically inadvertently using it's channeling. You're allowing the spirit to channel through you because you're allowing the planchette to move with you. I think that's where the danger lies. Because a lot of people try to say, what's the difference between a spirit box and Ouija board? Is because you're moving at the planchette. That's inadvertent channeling through you. 95% of true demonic hauntings happen with the Ouija board. I know people that mess with Ouija boards and nothing's happened. Just because something doesn't happen today or tomorrow doesn't mean it's not going to happen months or years from now. I've been on a case where a family messed around with the Ouija board in high school, and 15, 20 years later, their son's being visited by a hooded thing with red eyes telling him to CUT himself. So, and there was no other thing that invited that in. I mean, I don't know. You've got to be super careful. I messed around with the Ouija board. Someone coerced me. And I got oppressed by an evil spirit. It was no walk in the park.
You
And
feel it?
yeah, I definitely felt it. The SPI just said, feel it. Not all, it's some spirits do, some spirits don't, Susan. I had the same actually with a cop, had black eyes in the road, never wrapped around the pole like 3 seconds later. That's crazy, Adam. But we'll take miracles like that, right? Do you not think that can happen with any equipment? What, get oppressed? We can get oppressed from just investigating the paranormal. I mean, there's risks all across the entire map. Everything we do is a risk for sure. But doing that is increasing the percentage of that chance exponentially, in my opinion. Because it's channeling. Doing that channeling stuff is like you're basically inviting the spirit to come through you. That's why you'll never hear me say to the spirits, use my energy. It's a no. Because you're basically allowing the spirits to use your energy for whatever they want. They could drain your energy, they could oppress you. I mean, you get into pain. That's why I always, if you notice, I always say, I allow you to use the electricity from the devices. Yeah, I mean, nothing could happen, Dawn. I mean, my sister played with the Ouija board in high school. My sister got the Ouija board a few times, and my mom threw it out. And then one time, my sister played the Ouija board in front of me and her kid and her friends, and it told her that two of her close friends were going to die. And that year, her best friend was um, decapitated, 16 years old, in a car accident, and her prom date unalived himself with a noose. So, you know, you just never know. I've had outer body experiences many times. We were just talking about before astral projection. Yes, 100%. It's happened to me many, many times. Yeah, I'm very sunburnt, guys. My face is like, oof. I do. They can be, Leanne. Um, there's actually a famous episode of A Haunting where a mother who was an officer in Connecticut, I believe, she brought her son to a cemetery and gave him Ouija dowsing rods, and he played with the dowsing rods. He went home, and then he actually went through possession. I believe he had to have an exorcism done on him. Now, it's the same principle in my opinions because you're holding on to something. You're asking the spirit to move with you. That is the channeling, thin the line of channeling. Now, I know that some people are like, oh, the dowsing rods were just used to look for water, but that's your intention to look for water. Your intention is to connect with the spirit and move with them. I mean, there's plenty of people I know that mess with that stuff and nothing can happen, but I think it's the same principle. It's definitely walking a thin line where something could potentially happen, in my opinion. But hey, like I said, I know plenty of friends that mess around with Ouija boards and do dowsing rods. Go right ahead. I mean, I'm not going to mess with it. I'll never advise anyone to do it either. But if you want to do that, that's your choice. I don't judge anyone. Go right ahead. I mean, I've been oppressed before for making that mistake, and trust me, you wouldn't want to walk in my shoes with an experience like that. Trust me on that, because there's some people that wouldn't be able to handle that. Probably EVPs. I mean, spirit boxes are amazing, but I mean, I, yeah, I mean, EVP and spirit boxes just to actually hear the voice of the spirit. I mean, I love the communication straight up. Yes, Deanna. Since I'm sensitive, I don't want to, you know, um, put myself. It's kind of like the Ganfield experiment where you put the pong balls in her eyes, and they were doing some experiments on the Netflix show. They didn't show it. I wasn't going to partake in it. They had the one guy had a red light being shot in his one eyeball, and he's looking to a mirror in the other, and he had a crazy experience and stuff like that. I'm already sensitive. God gave me a gift. I'd be a little worried, apprehensive about trying to, um, amplify something that wasn't given to me naturally. Um, every single human being has a spirit guide, no matter what belief system you have. Every single person. Um, Again, guys, make sure you give me a sub or a follow. Turn on live notifications so you know when I post content, full episodes, and live investigating. Um, True. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to get decent, consistent stuff. Yeah. Um, Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up. One more time, guys, does everybody know about our app that we created? This new way to try and communicate with spirits. Never been done before. SPI, Spirit Phone Innovations, on iOS right now. Links in the chat. Or look up Spirit Phone Innovations on iOS. Android coming soon. Um, I'm going to end this stream here in a second, and then I'm going to set up for the stream again. I'm going to turn the infrared camera on in the room. Oven. We're going to see what type of activity happens in that room, and it's going to be on all night. I'll be hanging out on the stream for a while until it gets a little late, and then we're going to leave it on, see what happens while I'm getting Z's, and see what kind of activity takes place. Yeah, I mean, they can work, Leanne, for sure. I just personally wouldn't. Sounds good, Wen. Thank you so much for your help. We've had balls of light with a trail of light behind it. All the devices have gone off by themselves. Strange voices, disembodied voices. All that too, Don. Um, well, all right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to set up for this stream here. I will get it going by 1 o'clock, well, my time. So 45 minutes. I will get the stream going back up. It'll be on YouTube. So go to the link on my TikTok page and sub over there if you want to watch, guys. Did you get a chance to watch yesterday's live? Did you see the red orb? No, Jade. You'll have to email me the timestamp. I did want to go through that live tonight because there was some cool stuff that happened in there. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Penny. You too. Thank you, Julia. Yeah, no problem, Laura. Thank you. Appreciate you all, as always. Hey, Wetters. No problem, Kimmy. That's right. The eclipse is happening, right? Well, that's another thing, too. What kind of paranormal activity is going to happen tonight? It's the blood moon tonight, right? So, well, I'll be on the stream here in about 40 minutes. I will be on chatting with you guys and listening to the responses, watching the room in the infrared for a little bit before I catch my Z's. So, thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tina. All right, guys, make sure you give me a sub, turn on live notifications, and I'll see you guys in 40 minutes. I'll set up the live in that room and see what kind of activity is going to go on late at night. No problem, Julia. Thank you. Glad all has been well with you. All right, guys. I'll see you in a few. Thank you so much, as always.